Hello everyone, thanks for tuning in to today's second video, doing European Outlook for today's second video. So as always, on a Thursday, we're having a detailed look at the weather for the next week to 10 days across Europe, and I shall get on with that for you in a moment. Just to say that the first video today was our 6 a.m. UK weather forecast. We've also released a 10 to 14 day, and if all of that wasn't enough, you're going to have the latest Glasgow update coming up for you this evening. Please like, share and subscribe on all of today's videos and content. Thank you so much everybody for doing that. Right, let's start off the situation across Europe today. So high pressure is dominating still across much of northern Europe, while further south and east we have lower pressure. Upper air temperatures looking very warm and or hot across much of Europe today. What wet weather there is primarily in eastern parts of Europe. So anywhere from the Baltic Sea down in towards the eastern portion of Mediterranean at risk of heavy showers and maybe thunderstorms there, especially around the Balkans in towards Italy and then down towards Greece as well. Some heavy showers and thunderstorms through there. Some parts of Poland and Ukraine getting showers today, but further north and west is actually a lot of dry weather. Just a few showery bursts coming into Ireland and the far west of England. Temperatures today looking very warm or hot across much of Europe. Really hot up over Scandinavia for the time of the year again. Lots of dry, hot sunshine going on there over the past month, and out across Western Europe too. Looks very warm and or hot. A little bit cool where we have those downpours through the Balkans and down to southeastern Europe, but still warm when the sun's out. And then some very extreme heat just started to build across the very far south of Spain, Portugal, and into North Africa. More on that later on in the forecast. So as we go through to tomorrow, very little change. Just high pressure weakening a little bit over Scandinavia, possibly seeing a trough starting to head towards the Baltic Sea. But basically, Western Europe dominated by high pressure, weaker pressure further eastwards. Upper air temperatures again looking very warm in most areas. Hot down through Spain, Portugal into North Africa as well. Precipitation looks like that. So further showers on the eastern side of Europe. They could be thunderstorms mixing as well once they both begin to push up towards the Baltic Sea states of Latvia, Estonia and Lithuania. Large portion of Scandinavia dry, but some showers through southern parts of Norway and down into Denmark and northern Germany. And many parts of Western Europe mostly dry. Spain, Portugal, France, Low Countries, in towards the UK as well. A lot of dry weather there, just some showers pushing through Ireland into the far southwest of England. And the temperatures are looking very warm or hot through much of Europe again tomorrow. Then we go on into Saturday. High pressure still dominates across the north and west of Europe again. Southern, eastern parts of Europe having lower pressure through there. The upper air temperature still looking very warm, getting ever hotter down across Spain and Portugal. And further showers over on the eastern side of Europe too. Some of them could be thundery in nature, possibly merging into some longer spells of rain, particularly around the southern shores of the Black Sea. Out across western Europe, that's where the driest weather will be, and across Scandinavia as well. Though not completely dry, there will be showers in places, particularly focused on Ireland and some parts of northern Spain as well, once those showers begin to head in towards central northern parts of Britain too. And the temperatures on Saturday, they're looking very warm or hot in most areas. Notice heat really building across inland parts of Spain and Portugal. Temperatures there to the upper 30s Celsius. Well, by the time we get through to Sunday, low pressure starts coming in from off the Atlantic Ocean and from the south as well, from the Bay of Biscay. So there's generally a drop in pressure taking place across Western Europe as a high pressure Scandinavia just begins to retreat away northwards a little bit. The upper air temperatures look very warm or hot across most parts of central, north and western Europe, and a little bit less warm across East Europe, but even there relatively warm with those upper air temperatures. So we've got heavy showers and thunderstorms breaking out across northern parts of Spain, around the Pyrenees, heading up into towards southern France. More heavy showers and storms through Ireland and the UK as well, also into northern parts of France. So generally showers or storms breaking out across Western Europe on Sunday. Meanwhile, further eastwards, we get this drier slot through many central and northern parts of Europe before we run into further showers over on the eastern side. Temperature looking hot through Spain and France, up towards the Low Countries and into Germany and Denmark as well, into the 30s Celsius there. I would have thought just a little bit cooler for Ireland and the UK as both downpours begin to break out and starting to see some of this warmth begin to push further eastwards as well in towards some eastern parts of Europe. That's the scenario for Monday. Again, we've got low pressure out in the Atlantic to west of the UK and I've got a thundery low, but it's moving northwards through France as well, but it extends back in towards Spain. Further east of that, high pressure still dominates across northern and central parts of Europe. The upper air temperatures look very warm or hot in all areas. Precipitation-wise, there's further heavy showers or thunderstorms through the western part of Europe, so Ireland, UK, France, Spain, Portugal, probably into the Low Countries, Belgium, Netherlands, and western Germany at risk of heavy showers and thunderstorms on Monday. Then much of Scandinavia and eastern Germany, Poland, through the central portions of the Med. Lots of dry weather there before we run back into further showers across eastern parts of Europe. And the temperatures look like that on Monday, generally very warm or hot in most areas, but a little bit cooler and fresh perhaps across the far western part of Europe for the UK and for Ireland. Moving on into Tuesday, back to trough of low pressure sits over the UK and Ireland, gradually moving northwards out into the North Atlantic. Still relatively high pressure over Scandinavia. We don't really get much of a breakdown for Scandinavia's upper air temperatures continuing to look very warm or hot. Notice a big plume of very hot air going out of North Africa into the central bowl of the Mediterranean by Tuesday. Further heavy showers and thunderstorms through the UK, Ireland, France, Germany and the Low Countries too. They might even emerge at times, give longer spells of thundery rain. Scandinavia has a lot of dry weather, to be honest, although a few thunderstorms are possible, particularly in northern regions. But around the Baltic Sea states of Latvia, Estonia and Lithuania, we start to see some heavier downpours coming through there. Eastern Europe begins to show a little bit of a drying trend, and most parts of southern Europe through the Med actually mainly dry. Temperature-wise, it becomes very hot through much of the Mediterranean, seeing those temperatures again well into the 30s Celsius. North Africa probably into the 40s Celsius, and heading on in towards Germany and Poland and a little bit further eastwards and northwards, actually very warm temperatures through there. The heat looks like it's gradually filtering a little bit further eastwards as we go into next week. A little bit cooler and fresher though, the UK, Ireland, probably the Low Countries and France. Moving on into Wednesday, so we begin to see that trough of low pressure starting to weaken in the northwest Europe. High pressure beginning to build further southwards as well. So look at the upper air temperatures by Wednesday. They're becoming ever hotter down across southern Europe. The heat really starting to build across Spain, Portugal, into southern parts of France. Plus 20 Celsius isotherm, plus 25 Celsius isotherm is getting into much of the Mediterranean. So becoming much hotter as we go through next week. Summer 2023 starting to step up 2 or 3 gears across southern parts of Europe. Much very warm elsewhere, just a little bit cooler again across the UK, Ireland and into France, with further showers or longer spells of rain through the west of Europe, and some of those storms begin to push a little bit further northwards in towards southern parts of Norway and Sweden. Further heavy showers and storms on the eastern side of Europe. Lots of dry weather though, with loads of hot sunshine down across southern Europe. Very hot through most of the Med, temperatures well up into the mid-30s Celsius or more. Going further northwards again, temperatures look very warm across much of Europe, just that little bit cooler maybe for southern parts of Norway, Ireland and into the UK. And then that's how things looking on Thursday next week. Just signs of high pressure starting to rebuild across western parts of Europe. That's probably largely promoted by this intensely hot air that's sitting across southern Europe. We start seeing the Azores High beginning to ridge in towards the western part of Europe. As far as the temperature is concerned, becoming drier through the west of Europe. There's still some showers over Scotland, but generally the UK, Ireland, France, Spain, Portugal showing a drying trend with heavy showers and thunderstorms tending to be pushed further northwards and eastwards, and particularly focused into the Balkans again, up in towards Germany too, just into the far west of Poland, and then northwards of that in towards Norway, and some of those storms pushing in towards Scandinavia as well. The far eastern side of Europe also getting further heavy showers and thunderstorms. It's a very warm scene across most parts of Europe, and note heat becoming really intense through Spain and Portugal and into the central part of Mediterranean, southern Italy as well will be well into the mid to upper 30s Celsius or more, I think, by Thursday down across southern Europe. I'll just run you on to day 10. So that's Friday, high pressure generally building across northern and western parts of Europe again. So as we go into the weekend of 24th, 25th of June, we really do look high and dry with a big area of high pressure taking over, no doubt bringing lots of very warm or hot conditions to much of Europe and very extreme heat down across southwestern parts of the continent, so through Iberia in particular, through Spain, looking intensely hot there by next weekend. Will that heat start pushing northwards? That's the question as we go further on into the end of July and end of June, early July. We'll see. Right, okay, that is your European outlook this week. If you enjoyed the forecast, and please like, share, subscribe. Thank you so much for doing that. We'll be back shortly with your 10 to 14 dayer, and then this evening we've got the 4th Glasgow update. For this one though, that's all for now, and thanks for watching.